Viewers in the heavy rain areas, are you safe? Overnight in Seosan, South Chungcheong Province, an extreme downpour, the kind seen only once in 200 years, struck the area, causing fatalities.
On Wednesday and Thursday, South Korea was hit by intense and relentless rainfall, especially across central and southern regions. By Thursday afternoon, the country's Ministry of the Interior and Safety confirmed that at least 4 people had died, and over 1,000 residents had to be evacuated as floodwaters surged through cities and towns. One of the most tragic incidents happened in Osan, just 44 kilometers south of Seoul. There, a 10-meter-high roadside retaining wall gave way under the pressure of soaked soil and collapsed onto a moving vehicle, killing the driver inside. It's a chilling reminder of how quickly infrastructure can fail under extreme weather. In another heartbreaking case, a person was found unresponsive in a flooded car in Seosan, in the South Chungcheong Province. Despite efforts to resuscitate them, they could not be saved. The amount of rain that fell in some areas is staggering. Parts of South Chungcheong received over 400 millimeters of rain, that's nearly 16 inches, within a 24-hour period, according to government officials. This marks record-setting rainfall for the region, and forecasters warned that more was on the way through Thursday night. The Korea Meteorological Administration issued severe weather warnings and forecast further heavy rains. Authorities feared that already saturated ground could give way to deadly landslides and sinkholes. In fact, the Korea Forest Service raised landslide alerts to the highest level across multiple regions, especially in the hard-hit Chungcheong area. The city of Gwangju, located roughly 270 kilometers south of Seoul, experienced flash flooding on a dramatic scale. According to Yonhap news agency, 87 roads and 38 buildings were completely submerged within just 2 hours of the rain beginning. Streets became rivers, trapping vehicles and turning neighborhoods into lakes. Emergency responders rushed to help residents stranded in their homes or stuck in their vehicles, using inflatable rafts and ropes to reach people in high-risk zones. Schools were also affected. On Thursday alone, 403 schools were closed across the country. The Ministry of Education also reported that 166 schools had suffered property damage, ranging from flooded classrooms to damaged rooftops. Officials say that the closures were a precautionary measure to protect students and staff, especially in areas vulnerable to landslides and flooding. While statistics and numbers paint a broad picture, it's the personal experiences that remind us of the human cost of such disasters. In an interview with local media, one Gwangju resident described waking up at dawn to find their front yard completely underwater. By the time I realized what was happening, the water had already entered the living room, they said. We only had minutes to get out. Another evacuee in Chungcheong said she and her elderly mother were rescued by firefighters in the early morning hours. We heard a loud rumble outside, and suddenly mud started pouring into the house. It was terrifying, she recalled. They saved our lives. Emergency response crews have been working non-stop across affected regions. The Ministry of the Interior and Safety activated crisis response teams and deployed resources to the most critical zones, including water pumps, rescue boats, and medical support. Local governments have opened temporary shelters for evacuees, offering food, bedding, and clean water. Volunteers and local organizations have also stepped in to help with recovery efforts and emotional support. Meanwhile, South Korea's Prime Minister and President have both been briefed on the situation, with calls for stronger climate resilience planning and investment in flood defenses expected in the coming weeks. South Korea, like many countries, has been experiencing increasingly intense and unpredictable weather in recent years. Experts warn that climate change is amplifying these kinds of extreme rainfall events, as warmer air can hold more moisture, leading to heavier and more prolonged downpours. Urban sprawl and poor drainage infrastructure can further worsen the impact, especially in densely populated areas. In fact, this week's disaster follows a series of extreme weather events that have hit the Korean peninsula over the past few years, from heat waves and droughts to floods and typhoons. Forecasters continue to warn of more rain in the days ahead, particularly in southern and central regions. Residents in vulnerable areas are being urged to remain cautious, avoid unnecessary travel, and monitor official advisories closely. Authorities are also inspecting infrastructure such as bridges, tunnels, and retaining walls for damage, hoping to prevent further incidents like the deadly wall collapse in Osan.